Anyway, Elon Musk did a fucking idiotic interview once again. I'm not going to go through the entire thing, but there are really incredibly pathetic moments from this interview that we're going to look at, the highlights specifically. Elon Musk apologizes to Magneto for comparing him to George Soros. Soros reminds me of Magneto. I'd like to apologize for this post. It was really unfair to Magneto. Damn, bro, he fucking stole that shit again, dude. There's no way Tesla board doesn't do a vote of no confidence after this. Guys, I need to mention something to you guys, okay? It's something that a lot of people just simply cannot comprehend. When you are one of the wealthiest people on the planet, you can get away with being nuclear cringe, okay? You will still have pathetic dick riders for you. And not only that, but also on top of that, no one can do anything about it. Like, you are basically untouchable. This person is basically a fucking demigod, okay? When you are a billionaire, you are a demigod. There is no difference between prior formations of government that resembled, I don't know, theocratic monarchies versus capitalism in that regard. When you are a billionaire, you are basically like a godlike figure who is a king. The kings were ordained and anointed by God. That was the justification for why kings needed to rule everything and have that kind of level, have that level of wealth accumulation and power accumulation directly in their hands. And the same goes for billionaires under capitalism, except this time the justification is not God. The justification is the lie of meritocracy. Oh, he worked hard. He worked really hard and he worked really smart, so he deserves to have this level of power and wealth. Okay? The divine right of kings has not gone away. It has just turned into a capitalist understanding, which revolves around the lie of meritocracy. So for that reason, he's going to say and do whatever the fuck he wants, and you can't do anything about it. For the longest time, I was like, how the fuck don't people understand that this guy is a dumbass? How don't people understand that he is just like not as smart as he presents himself? How do people not understand that he's a charlatan grifter, a con man, and also definitely right-wing? And people just do not see it. They don't see it. They turn around and go, oh, dude, you're just fucking jealous. You're stupid. You're stupid, jealous commie. What the fuck do you mean? You're a stupid, jealous commie, and that's why you're saying this about Elon Musk. Sorry, I'm just tuning in, but Adam Friedland got Neil deGrasse Tyson on taps. I know. The only motherfucker he can't have on the show is me, okay? That's it. The marketing scheme worked so well for him, though, through the years. All the libs ride for his dumbass. Yes. So the media kept presenting him as smart because they have to, because that's what the media is there for. The media is not there to be contentious towards billionaires. The media is there to uplift billionaires, to promote the lie of meritocracy, and to continue the capitalist order of the economy. Elon Musk is capitalism personified, so the media, of course, is going to treat him in the way that they're treating him. If you turn around and go, why are they doing this? Then you genuinely don't understand what the media is there for, okay? This is what the media is here for.
Allowing us to be here.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's quite something to just sit and watch for quite some time.
Yeah, this is actually where I don't actually have an office here. I either walk the floor or I hold meetings in this room.
Okay.
This room allows me to see what's going on with production.
He's probably fucking going, I haven't tweeted in the process that I've been in this fucking disgusting factory floor. I hate this.
While I'm holding meetings.
Is there one particular production that you focus on when you're here, or that you sort of your eyes always go to, or you actually walk over to?
Well, this is the end of line that we're seeing here. So if cars aren't moving, that means there's some blockage upstream, and then I can go and see what that blockage is. So I think we might be on a break right now, but. If vehicle end of line is not moving, that means there's something upstream that's wrong.
Got it. Well, it's been amazing just to walk around the facility a bit and get a sense for the size. All right, you just finished your annual meeting. You took a lot of questions from a very eager audience. I feel like most of it
I'll be back in a second.
Before, but there was some news, and I want to start there. Advertising. You got a big applause. You didn't sound like you were going to advertise that much, but you did at least seem to open the way to saying, okay, we might consider doing some advertising. Why?
Well, I mean, I believe in listening to shareholders, and I actually was surprised by the level of enthusiasm for advertising, since we have not historically done that. But there perhaps is some good logic to it in that if we're simply sending out information via, say, the Tesla Twitter account or my Twitter account, we're somewhat preaching to the converted, and not reaching people that are not already convinced, essentially. So I think they probably have a good point. I mean, I think it's worth a try, and we'll see. So we'll see how effective.
Do you have any idea how you'd like to try it or what that would involve?
Well, I mean, I have some general thoughts about advertising that if advertising is informative and entertaining, then it can start to approach content. So I think sometimes advertising is perhaps not informative, or perhaps in some cases a bit misleading. And in fact, we've lost some advertisers on Twitter because community notes applies to advertising too. And so if somebody advertises something that isn't perhaps a bit inaccurate, then it gets community noted, and then they get mad and stop advertising. But we care enough about the truth that we're willing to give up advertising dollars on Twitter, even if in order to have the least inaccurate source of information.
And I want to talk about that, but I want to obviously spend some time on Tesla. Again, back to ads, though. I mean, am I going to start to see Tesla ads during the NFL broadcast on a given Sunday, Monday, Thursday? The NFL's always on.
Well, bear in mind, I mean, I only just agreed to it, so it's not like I have a fully formed strategy.
Okay. Well, how much time does go into when you think about these things? I mean, was it something you decided to do up on stage, or at least did you know coming in, I may, if this comes up, that I may go there?
No, I mean, the questions are not scripted in any way.
Right.
So
in that moment, you just said, all right, we'll do some ads.
That's right.
So we're only like 20 minutes later, and I'm asking you detailed questions. You don't have any answers, I guess.
I'm not sure what the most effective thing is, except that, like I said, I believe that advertising should be informative about a product. It should be ideally aesthetically pleasing. It should be beautiful. It should have some artistic element to it, and it should be something that you don't regret watching after it's done. And I think if advertising fits those criteria, that it starts to approach content, and that you want advertising that is as.
Look at this dummy. Please look at this dummy. Look at how she's sleeping. I don't understand why she does this. But Kai Cam is back on, at least for the duration, at least for now, until she's misbehaving and I have to. I have to crate her.
Close to content as possible, such that you don't regret the time you spent watching it.
But you did say something as well, which is that you've been preaching to the converted. You mentioned a few statistics, for example, about safety, about price during the meeting that may not be fully understood by the general auto buying public at large.
So a lot of people still think Teslas are super expensive because we did start out with an expensive sports car, then like a slightly less expensive sedan and SUV. But now we're at the point where the starting price of a Tesla is actually below the average selling price of a car in the United States. So Teslas are actually much more affordable than people realize. And so we should just make sure people at least know that.
Right.
And that Tesla is also the safest cars on the road in so many ways that people actually.
It's like we want people to know that Teslas don't spontaneously combust. Okay. There's a lot of fake news out there that the Teslas and the fully self-driving FSD system that we've implemented that you have to pay for, like a DLC, is like running over babies, and also it catches on fire, and there's like a 90% recall on the vehicles themselves for a multitude of different reasons, both in America and also in Asia as well. But that's all of that's fake. Our advertisement will reflect that.
People at Tesla don't even know. sort of the cabin overheat protection, for example, or the fact that we continuously update the automatic emergency braking software and the way the airbags deploy. So we look at an accident and we say, is there anything we could do from a software standpoint to improve the cars that are already on the road? And then what can we update in the design to improve safety? I think that the statistics speak for themselves. This is not simply a matter of opinion. It's statistically safer than anything else.
You mentioned affordability. It's
safer than anything else. Oh, this was awesome. Speaking of safer than anything else, one of the most bullish, exciting things I've seen on Tesla full self-driving beta. It detected the pedestrian, but rather than slamming on the brakes, it just proceeded through like a human would, knowing there was enough time to do so. I fucking love this. Okay, this guy looked at FSD and looked at a fucking person who's like violating traffic laws, like an AI that's violating traffic laws in an incredibly dangerous way, and said, it's actually great. FSD stands for fuck safe driving. Yeah. Hey, isn't the entire purpose of, self-driving that it's like more safe than humans? Isn't that what is supposed to happen? Doesn't that mean that like if everyone had fully self-driving systems implemented, that there would be significantly less fatalities? Wasn't that the entire point? So why the fuck are you praising this for? Why the fuck are you praising this for behaving like a regular Los Angeles driver would and not yield to a goddamn pedestrian? Why do you want this to fail? Seems odd. Brother, are you fucking insane? I'm not pointing at I'm pointing at it failing and then people defending it. Like this failure is not a failure, but instead is actually fucking correct and good. It didn't hit him though. Dude, Tesla dick riders are so awesome. They're so fucking sick. Hassan wants old ladies crossing the street that die because of content. Yeah, that, and also because I just want Tesla to work. You know what I mean? Like I want fully self-driving to work so it doesn't fucking so it doesn't watch traffic laws in the same way that a human wouldn't. This is actually, you fools, you simply don't understand. This right here is actually the secret FSD beta protocol called anti-homeless prevention, okay? Anyone that comes near your car instantly gets run over. They did that on purpose. That doesn't look so bad. There's a lot of space, no? Would it not be more dangerous for it to stop suddenly in front of another car? Are you fucking stupid? Hello? A human being driving 25 miles an hour would see that human walking the crosswalk and literally start slowing down. Okay? What the fuck are you saying right now? It's quite literally the law. And the one thing about self-driving cars and that kind of thing that I do agree with is that if all cars were self-driving, technically the roads would be a lot safer, okay? If we got to a point where like fully self-driving and automated driving was a reality, okay, and everyone was using it, then technically it's supposed to be safer. Why? Because robots are not making these calculated decisions. They're following the fucking traffic rules. So when a robot is not following the traffic rules, I'm not going to sit there and say, wow, look at this robot behaving like a human. The entire purpose of a fucking robot is so that it doesn't behave like a human and it follows the traffic rules. It did the yellow strap, but for humans. Even if the AI is shitty, it's only a symptom of how broken, the pedestrian unfriendly the design is of this street. Yeah, dog, all of those things are at fault, certainly. But you can't fucking blame all of those things when you're talking about fully self-driving. Because fully self-driving is not implemented on some universe or a galaxy where there are better fucking crosswalks and better signs. It's implemented on this universe that we're living in currently. This is California. So you can't just be like, oh, sorry, the roads should be better. It's like when all of these dummies were like, COVID is not a killer unless you're obese. Well, okay, we live in America where 60% of the population is obese. So obviously, the current epidemic and pandemic response is supposed to reflect the reality of the fucking body of the population. That's how it's supposed to work. You're building an FSD for the roads that you're on, not for the roads you want to be. It doesn't work that way. I'm currently hospitalized for COVID, 4 doses of vaccine, and not obese, just slightly overweight. Jesus Christ. Hope you get better. Anyway, we should dig holes underground for Teslas. I think that would be very smart and very efficient. Don't they say sometimes in driving it can be safer to be predictable than lawful? Okay. But what you are failing to recognize is that this is artificial intelligence. It is supposed to not do this. This is a reflection of the reality that, one, as you can see in this fucking window in front of you, this ugly-ass fucking dashboard monitor, that it does register the human, and it keeps driving. That's fucking terrifying. Like, it sees it. It sees the human right there. It's supposed to slow down. Anyway. Please, Hasan, don't let your hatred of Elon make you not look at the actual NTSB safety data, as in every recorded incident compared to all other models. Should we look at the NTSB data or just trust one TikTok? Check out the NTSB data. They objectively are the safest cars right now, even considering self-driving. Okay. First and foremost, this is a program that you have to buy into. Obviously, it's not going to reflect how dangerous it is currently, especially considering that, like, not that many people fucking utilize it. So when we do look at video evidence of, like, the FSB failing, obviously that's important. It's significant because as it stands, there's not as much data available for how safe it is because there isn't that many people that are utilizing FSD. I'm not talking about Tesla safety without FSD. Teslas are supposedly very safe cars, okay? I think that, there's probably a little bit of juicing of those numbers, given the NDAs that you sign when you fucking purchase a Tesla. It's weird. I don't understand how well you can report some of those statistics. They are very, very safe, from what I understand. Okay, I'm joking when I talk about like the fucking burning cars. Obviously, I'm not joking. It's a real problem. But there are no NDAs. You don't sign NDAs when purchasing a Tesla. What do you mean? You don't have to sign an NDA when you send your car in for a recall? No? Sounds like something a guy with an NDA would say. No. There is like... Hold on. Where is it? Like, there is... you might not even... I mean, dude, look at this. Dude. Like, Two of the fucking main advocates in Tesla advocates who are Tesla owners in the chat are quite literally two of the biggest Tesla EV simps. One who claims to be a fucking EV journalist is quite literally oblivious to a reality that I, a dumbass himbo, knows. Teslas have received scolding from the federal government for requiring owners to sign non-disclosure agreements and suppress reporting possible defects. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, which issued the warning, has launched a review of every Tesla over a problem with the suspension in the electric car Model S. 2016, brother? What the fuck do you mean? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They did have the fucking NDAs. You said purchase. This is for early access, which is no longer a program. That is crazy. You said that NDAs did not fucking exist for Teslas at all. If I recall correctly, and we'll go through this article, but if you need to sign an NDA for any kind of like here, there it is. The issue, both the non-disclosure agreements and the suspension issues, arose after a customer posted the text of a letter Tesla sent offering to pay 50% of a $3,000 repair bill if he or she agreed to sign an agreement that promised not to disclose the problem. The particular problem related to the excessive wear on the steel ball joint, a problem not unfamiliar to frequent browsers of Tesla forums online. In fact, Tesla itself issued a technical service bulletin acknowledging this very problem. The NDA reads, the goodwill is being provided to you without any admission of liability or wrongdoing or acceptance of any facts by Tesla and shall not be treated as or considered evidence of Tesla's liability with respect to any claim or incidents. You agree to keep confidential our provision of the goodwill, the terms of this agreement, and the incidents or claims related to our provision of the goodwill. In acceptance of the goodwill, you hereby release and discharge Tesla and any related persons or entities from any and all claims of damages arising out of or in any way connected with any claims or incidents leading or related to our provision of the goodwill. You further agree that you will not commence, participate, or voluntarily aid in any action at law or in equity or any legal proceeding against Tesla or related persons or entities based upon facts related to the claims or incidents leading to or related to this goodwill. Okay, so basically, Tesla has never asked or would never ask a customer to sign a document to prevent them from talking to the TSA, or any government agency. That is preposterous, the statement read. It is literally an NDA. Of course, they're going to say they would never do that, by the way. If your car had a busted issue, if your car had busted parts, Tesla would be like, "Hey, we're gonna pay for some of your protection. We're gonna be paying for some of your repair." And then after that, we're going to turn around and fucking, enforce a contract on you. Those were for the early FSD beta testers. Okay, your Cadillac offered 5,500 Lyric buyers to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Okay, this is something that other companies are doing as well, which is wrong and bad. Okay? But I don't really understand why you would say that this is not the case. Sign an NDA for purchase. Mega and I said, you don't sign an NDA for purchase. Sorry, I said the wrong thing, okay? Not an NDA for purchase, but an NDA for repairs. Some repairs. Is that good? You get so fucking... You jump on an incredible amount of fucking semantics, Fango, whenever you feel like you might be in the wrong here. And you don't do it for every single one. You don't do it... And this is not for the early access... But this is just specifically for a repair here in this part that U.S. regulators immediately clamped on. This other part is for early access as well. They've tried it for multiple different things. Anyway. You said recall. Yeah, I did. I said recall. I don't think it was for recalls. It was for repairs. Okay. And the NHTSA data, shows that Tesla's using autopilot crashed 273 times in less than a year. Honda had the second number of crashes with 90 over the same period. And the early data on fully self-driving and automated driving reports are, unfortunately, they're not great. Woo! That's all right. I did it. Tesla's operating on autopilot are literally magnitude safer than dumbass distracted human beings driving themselves. Oh my God, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. I hate this argument, okay? Autopilot is supposed to be safer than human beings. I recognize that, especially if everyone is on it, okay? Especially if everyone is on it. But currently, the preliminary data that you have available for autopilot safety is unfortunately incomplete, okay? So when you look at like anecdotes such as this one that we are looking at, justifying it by saying, oh, look how sick it is that it operated like a human being is fucking psychotic. You're just dick riding. All that Fango Lives and are saying are that Tesla doesn't require normal owners like me and him to sign NDAs from buying normal cars. They asked Elon Sims who want to try FSD beta early on to sign NDAs, which is indeed fucked. But it's not like they sell a million cars a year asking those people to sign NDAs. No, I'm just saying that you might have some issues with repairs or statistics on safety, given the fact that there are NDAs signed for certain repairs that have happened for Tesla drivers. How willing to accept deaths if they are technically better than humans but not worlds different? It's hard to know where this line should be. I don't get why they try to push self-driving out so quick and didn't just work behind the scenes, because they want to get it for free. They want to get like an incredible amount of fucking training for free, and the not even for free, at not only no cost, but at like, because they know that they can pay, they know that people will pay to literally beta test it. Okay? It's working fine in this video with good sunny weather and smooth roads and clear lines. Add in some rain or snow, this ship falls over immediately. I mean, I've heard that like there's an argument against cameras instead of LiDAR, which is what other manufacturers use as well. But I don't even. But right now, it's not even working with clear weather. Like that's what I'm saying. If you have a yield sign and the fucking AI, which is supposed to be safer, literally drives. It keeps going full speed, blows through the fucking crosswalk when a human is walking. That means it's not. You're literally doing the opposite of what the AI is intended to do. That's my point. And I don't know why people are being so dense and refusing to acknowledge the point that I'm making. Okay? I truly don't understand it. Like, what is so confusing about what I'm saying here? I love artificial intelligence. I think artificial intelligence and autonomous driving will be great. I do believe that autonomous driving could potentially even make the roads safer, especially if everyone implements it. Okay? I agree on all of those fronts. Utilizing a beta program that your beta test program on our roads when we didn't fucking consent to it as pedestrians or as other car drivers is psychotic to me. And that's precisely the reason why you can't really do that everywhere, with the exception of the United States of America, the libertarian paradise. And when I see in the preliminary stages, when I see anecdotal information and videos and whatnot, I am, scared. I'm scared to see this. I'm scared that, like, it basically, it corresponds to the fears that I currently have. And it feels like a lot of Tesla owners or Tesla lovers or, I don't know, automation simps are dick riding this and making it seem as though, like, this is a normal process. This is illegal. Okay? What you are watching is illegal. You're watching a fucking robot make this decision. It should be illegal, and it is illegal. To blow through a fucking stop sign or a yield sign like this is illegal when there's a human being on that crosswalk. I use Waymo all the time in SF where they've gotten all necessary government approvals. They move around the city with no one in the car and it's very comfortable, reliable, and safe. First of all, once again, I got to point something out here. Just because the government has given them the approvals doesn't change the reality that, like, it's ridiculous. My point is that it's ridiculous in this current phase to implement it. Okay? Just because San Francisco has allowed it to happen, as America is a libertarian safe haven and corporations get away with whatever the fuck they want, does not change that reality. I know. I'm just saying that they have authorization and Tesla doesn't, yet they claim that they are better than and more advanced than Waymo. Okay, regardless. It's very comfortable, reliable, safe. It's leaps and bounds ahead of the FSD beta because Tesla has never sought approval or driverless cars in any jurisdiction, and they still require drivers in the seat to take over when it inevitably fails. Yeah. Self-driving is great 99.9% of the time, but that 0.01% is a life or death situation, and it happens thousands of times a day. Yeah, given how fucking frequent the usage of vehicles is. Yeah. Also, the cars in the opposite lane are stopped. Why is the car not making note of that? Yeah, because it's thinking these fucking fools, these dumbass humans, value human life way more. Also, they're too quiet. That woman didn't hear it coming. Yeah. Anyway. Ridiculous conversation that we had just now off of Tesla when we were talking about this shit because chatter sidetracked me.
Something you discussed during your meeting. You've also discussed it a bit on the call.
Per capita FSD is still way, way safer than normal drivers. I'm sorry. This is the dumbest fucking argument you could literally make, especially because I once again went through why this is like too early to actually tell. And secondly, showed you how that data could be completely wrong given the early NDAs that they were giving out. So there isn't enough. And lastly, FSD still requires normal humans to be at the wheel, legally speaking. And finally, more importantly than that, you can't say it's better than humans, so it's good, when we're literally looking at a situation where it was behaving like a human and that guy was promoting it as though it was a good thing. The entire purpose of this robot is that it's better than humans. So if it behaves like a human, I'm going to have issues with that.
on the earnings call recently as well, in relation to the Federal Reserve raising interest rates and obviously the monthly cost for a typical auto buyer. You think it's going to be a tough 12 months ahead? You've said that a few times.
Yes, for everyone, not just Tesla.
Understood.
So it's, I mean, it's simply, you can think of raising the Fed rate as somewhat of a brake pedal on the economy. Frankly, it makes a lot of things more expensive. Certainly things that are bought with credit, but then it has downstream effects on even things that aren't bought with credit. So, if the car payment or your home mortgage payment is absorbing more of your monthly budget, then you have less money to buy other things. So actually, it affects everything, even those things that aren't bought on credit. So, and my concern with the way the Federal Reserve is making decisions is that they're just operating with too much latency. Basically, the data is somewhat stale. So the Federal Reserve was slow to raise interest rates, and now I think they're going to be slow to lower them. That appears to be the case.
Yeah, that may well be. We spent a lot of time talking about that, as you might imagine, on CNBC. Yes. Perhaps too much. But when it comes to latency, that takes me to pricing, because you've discussed the lack of latency in your own ability to understand exactly what's going on in the market for those cars, as opposed to many of the legacy and other competitors.
We have real-time information on demand. So, so we know how many people placed an order for a Tesla yesterday. So the computer calculates that all, and literally every day we get an automated email to the exec staff that says how many people placed an order in which countries for which cars. And so we know what demand, we know what the orders were yesterday. Now you don't want to overreact to these things, because sometimes you get like little dips for reasons that are hard to explain.
Do you look at them every day?
Yeah. But like I said, you don't want to overreact to if like a week is slow or something. You don't want to overreact to that. But if you look at the trend, say for over two week span or something like that, you can see that there's this for some reason the demand is.
I want to know how much Tesla stock this motherfucker owns. If you're on CNBC, there should be another ticker that like literally shows all the stocks that this fucking guy owns, okay? I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. I need to know if he's a fucking holder, if he's a Tesla hodler or not.
Less than it was, or it's higher.
Do you adjust pricing to that? I mean, are you almost like an airline at this point in terms of kind of your dynamic pricing model?
Yes. So
revolutionary.
We're basically adjust pricing to match demand, and we obviously did a big price drop in Q1. But now January is usually a terrible time for car buying. So there's seasonality to car purchases. With January is often the worst month. So we did a big price drop, and then recently we did a price increase. So as I mentioned to the audience, the reality is that all car companies make significant adjustments to price, because you've got the MSRP number, and then if demand is high, dealers will charge some premium over MSRP. If demand is lower, they will have manufacturer incentives.
Yeah, I mean, he's like literally saying like, we don't have dealerships, we're direct to market, so we get to do what the dealerships do, which is ironic because like the original reason for why they didn't want to fucking do dealerships was because he was like revolutionary and like taking down big dealerships, which by the way are very corrupt for the record. But now he's like, we're doing the same thing with that dealerships are doing, but we're doing it in a more centralized fashion. And we're also doing it without the amenities of having fucking dealerships, which is part of the reason why it takes so goddamn long to get your fucking Tesla back when you get into a fender bender. Like, at the very least, dealerships, on the other hand, had some fucking amenities with respect to, having parts available, having a quick response, quick return time on fixing your vehicle, shit like that. If you want to sound like a simp, tell Hasan about your service appointment today. No? Oh my God. Elon plus bootlickers are the mindset that it's even marginally better than human driving performance. Roll it out wide and it's all good. The rest of us are in the mindset that computers should be able to hold a far higher standard, like 100% safer than humans, 100 times safer than humans, before we can start to pay less mind to autonomous accidents, deaths, etc., without sounding soulless. This guy is paid by Porsche. No, motherfucker. I pay Porsche. Okay? I pay Porsche for a Porsche that I own. Okay? And it's incredibly fucking expensive. How much does Porsche pay you? I wish they paid me. The wheel did get fixed, yes. The Kia dealership took 5 to 6 weeks on our Optima to find an electrical problem. I'm not saying dealerships are better. They're not. They're fucking awful. They're crooks. But a company founded by Nazis, not gonna lie. Yeah, I did. Which, of course, a Tesla makes my conscience so clear. Because Elon famously, you know, on the one hand, you have a company that worked with Nazis like many, many fucking years ago. Okay? On the other hand, you have a company that currently is actively trying to become more, not a company, but the owner of a company that is actively and currently trying to portray himself as a Nazi, even if he doesn't fucking have those genuinely held ideological positions. Yeah. Why'd you lease your car? Just found out that people do that recently. I leased it because it's an electric vehicle, and I don't intend on owning it forever. Anyway. Sam Altman in chat, GPT, I'm the reason OpenAI exists. Yeah, I don't really care about this shit. But this was the big moment. Elon on election says we want a good CEO of America. Classic fucking dumbass business guy take. Incredibly stupid. I hate that fucking concept. That's how Trump got elected. The laptop class is living in La La Land over work from home. Again, Mr. Billionaire over here who works from home all the fucking time, talking about how the laptop classes were in La La Land, his workers. Isn't leasing a car basically lending? Yes. You coming to TwitchCon Paris? Yes, I am. Anyway, advertising needs to be close to content as possible. Fed operating with too much latency on the rate hike decisions. Musk on U.S.-China tensions. All right, let's watch this.
Are you concerned at all about the growing belligerence between China and the U.S.?
I think that should be a concern for everyone.
I think you're right. I think it is shared by many people who run large organizations and smaller ones. Do you think, for example, China will make a move to take control of Taiwan?
Yeah, come on. Go ahead. Say how you really feel, bro. Come on. Say some reactionary shit. Watch how quickly they snap up the Shanghai facility. You know what I mean? Your facility about to be Shanghaied, motherfucker. If you want to Shanghai the top of the hour ad break, of course, all you need to do is subscribe, which you do for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. Let's hear it.
The official policy of China is...
I want to hear what he has to say. Come on. Speak out against China. I want to hear it.
Taiwan should be integrated. Mm-hmm. One does not need to read between the lines. One can simply read the lines.
Do you think that...
So I think there's some inevitability to this situation.
That would not be good for...
He said there's an inevitability, but he's not saying it's bad.
Tesla, conceivably, or for any company in the world, frankly.
Yes, for any company in the world. I think almost no one realizes that the Chinese economy and the rest of the global economy are like conjoined twins. It would be like trying to separate conjoined twins. That's the severity of the situation, and it's actually worse.
白人，注意你的话。白人，注意你的话。
I don't even know if it's correct. 白人，注意你的话。
白人，注意你的话。
I said, watch your words, white man. All right, let me change that to.
注意你的话，白猴子。注意你的话，白猴子。
It's correct? Wait, really? Is a Mandarin speaker not bad? Google Translate kind of goated. I speak Mando. Why are you guys saying bruh? Anyway, I forgot to run the top of the hour ad break, by the way, but you can avoid it if you get gifted a sub. Here's the 3-minute ad break now.
For a lot of other companies than it is for Tesla. I mean, I'm not sure where you're going to get an iPhone, for example. I mean, Apple's recently started doing some sort of small amount of production in India, but it's tiny compared to.
It's tiny. Not to mention an advanced semiconductor chip if they take over.
Adrian is online. Adrian.
Correct.
So you design your own chips.
Thank you for the 5 get the subs. You're perishing in the second cultural revolution, dog. I don't give a fuck, dude. I welcome them. I welcome the peasants. They can fucking kill me if they want, as long as the future is brighter.
We use Samsung and TSMC.
Right. But you seem to think it's likely to happen.
I'm simply saying that is their policy, and
Bro, he's not saying anything. He can't say anything. He can't because, hey, guess what?
注意你的话，白猴子。
I think you should take their word seriously. They
注
mean
意
it.
你的话，白猴
You
子。
mentioned affordability.
You know? You got to watch out. Watch your words. Be careful. Watch it. He can't say anything. Also, it's not up for him to say anything. Let's be real. Like, America, you can just literally repeat America's policy. You know? Elon did a great job as David. As the David kept Elon locked in. What I love about Elon is his honesty and no fear. Yeah, this is literally a video. This is about the rate hike decision. Never mind. All right, let's hear the La La Land.
Look, I'm a big believer that people are more productive when they're in person, and really, man,
You should get your hearing checked, buddy. Wait, what? Oh fuck! Why'd you ban that guy? He was saying some dumbass shit. What did he say? Schizo IA. What a name. What a username. You should get your hearing checked, buddy. Maybe see a doctor. I know healthcare in the USA isn't free, but maybe you can start by paying off your student loans for now. It shouldn't be too much of a problem for someone with white privilege. What? Are you okay? What the fuck? Okay. Let's unban them. I want to hear more from this schizo man. And what he has to say.
And the whole sort of work from home thing, it's like, I think it's, look, there are some exceptions, but I kind of think that the whole notion of work from home is a bit like the fake Marie Antoinette quote, "Let them eat cake." Mm-hmm. It's like really, you're going to work from home and you're going to make everyone else who made your car come work in the factory. You're going to make the people who.
Dog, you're a billionaire. What are you saying? What are you? You're a billionaire. You're talking about some of your workers over other workers that you also have enslaved, okay? This notion that he's like somehow, how can he sit there and act like, oh, really? You're gonna tell me you want to work from home, you fucking pussy ass professional managerial class libtards, dude? What the fuck? It's just like Marie Antoinette's fake quote. Like, what are you saying? You're the billionaire. Every fucking place you work at is home, technically, for you. What the fuck? You are the Marie Antoinette. Best response to the clip, by the way. I need anyone, the next time Elon says he works 20 hours a day, 363 days a year, to ask him how he got a level 121 character in Elden Ring. Or how much he fucking tweets all the goddamn time, dude. Shut the fuck up. I hate this shit so much. It's like when Elon was saying George Soros is terrifying. He's just like Magneto. It's like, bro, you're worth like 100 times him. What are you saying? You're saying this on the social media platform you own, okay? You bought a social media platform where you said, wow, someone should look into this George Soros guy who's worth like 1/10 of your fucking wealth. If George Soros is like Magneto, what the fuck are you?
Who make your food that gets delivered, that they can't work from home. The people that come fix your house, they can't work from home, but you can? Does that seem morally right? That's messed up.
You see it as a moral issue?
Yes.
I mean, I see it more as just
it's a productivity issue, but it's also a moral issue.
A productivity
People
issue.
should get off the goddamn moral high horse with the work from home bullshit. Because they're asking everyone else to not.
Dude, this makes my blood boil, man. I don't know if I could watch the whole thing. Like, seeing Elon Musk say this shit, unironically, it makes me feel violent. It makes me feel violent thoughts. Because, like, again, you're a billionaire. You are the guy. Of course you don't want work from home because efficiency is your main fucking reason for why you don't want work from home, because you don't want people to have any kind of fucking freedom in their lives, okay? This is mind-boggling to me. I can't believe that this guy could just sit there and this fucking dickhead will sit across from him and go, oh yeah, you're right, work from home is really fucked up. Bring these lazy pieces of shit back into the workforce right now. It's really hurting fucking real estate.
Not work from home while they do.
And yet there's still pushback, by the way. It's still going on. This battle is still happening.
Oh, I can't believe it. There's still pushback. Oh my fucking God.
I mean, leaders of organizations, and I speak to plenty of them, I want people back. I want people back. 3 days a week, they're still battling. It's not clear that it's ever going to change. People are not coming back 5 days a week.
First of all, work from home is not even less efficient. They just want to control the workforce, and they want the capacity for the workforce to like do whatever the fuck they want. Okay? And if you're working from home, it's a little bit harder to control your workforce. That's it. It's so stupid. He's woke. He wants you to check your work from home privilege. It's like, bro, what about your billionaire privilege? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't understand how we can get away with this. Also, I've been working on a new video, and yes, I'm already losing my mind. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Jawbreed. What a banger. I hate this shit so much. It is so fucking frustrating.
The laptop class is living in La La Land, okay? As I said, you can't, but look at the cars. Are people working from home here? Of course not. So the people work.
Yes, bullshit jobs, a lot of bullshit jobs, laptop jobs that you fucking hire, for the record, don't need to be at the fucking assembly line. Yes, some jobs need to be at the assembly line. You should pay those. You should pay those people more if you want to fucking bring them in. Okay, how about that? You should allow your factories to unionize, for example. You're an American car manufacturer. Why is the fucking federal government, which offers Elon so many fucking subsidies and credit swap schemes that have allowed him to stay afloat at times when his company was supposed to fucking go bankrupt, has never turned around and been like, yeah, you need to make sure that your factory is unionized, as a matter of fact. Fuck the American government. Fuck Elon Musk. Fuck every part of this process. It makes me so mad. Yeah, meanwhile, this guy proudly talks about automated factories, which is literally about having fewer people in the factory. Yeah. It's so transparent. He's literally pitting one form of the working class, which are laptop workers, against another form of the working class when he doesn't care about either. His entire goal here is to literally lower your fucking salaries. That's his stated goal. The idea that this baboon-brained, billionaire, emerald mine wealth recipient piece of shit who has grifted his way to the fucking top, failing upwards over and over and over again, can sit there and talk about how fucking privileged people are in the laptop class blows my mind. Labor and manufacturing line jobs have to go into work, so everyone else should as well. Well, at the same time, he's replacing those labor jobs with its robots. What's it going to be next? The robots have to come into work, so should everyone else? Yeah, pretty much. I hate this. I hate it so fucking much, dude. Why managers fear remote work future, like it or not, the way we work has evolved, by Ed Zitron, who wrote about how small tyrant managers and executives who fear their redundancy when workers can manage themselves. Yeah, I mean, managers do become a bit more redundant if, or at least there's less usage for them if you're not in the fucking workplace. I don't fully understand it. I genuinely don't get it. But one thing that strikes out to me, at least, is that these guys do not fear unionization. Because work from home is a perfect way to eliminate any kind of fucking solidarity or collective bargaining moves that you could make because you're not around people in the assembly line in the same way that you are. But for white-collar jobs, they don't even give a shit about that. It's very clear to me because work from home should be a perfect opportunity to fucking divide people doing the exact same thing so that they can never have any kind of like collective bargaining. They can never make moves towards that. And yet they still overlook that reality and say, no, you need to come into fucking work. And it's very obvious. It's very obvious to me that they are not fearful even remotely about unionization in white-collar jobs like that. Anyway. It's very frustrating. I think the fear of the commercial real estate industry collapsing, owners of commercial real estate not being able to afford their mortgages, I think that's part of it, probably. This is absolutely stupid. There's a ton of design and software work even within Tesla and an automotive factory, which can absolutely be done work from home. Also, amongst engineers, it is well known that Tesla is a toxic workplace. He's afraid that if work from home, they just might realize how toxicity affects them day to day and might just fucking leave. Yeah. Anyway, I think that, yeah, having your workforce be captive and directly in your line of sight makes it easier for you to manipulate them, makes it easier for you to like demand more from them. And you can't really do that if they are at home. Your access to your workforce is very limited when you're at home. You can't really control everything that they're doing. You can't demand more out of them. So that probably is frustrating. It's a scary reality for them, paired up with the secondary reality that like real estate, commercial real estate will take a massive hit if all these properties that they're fucking sitting on are now no longer utilized.
Building cars, servicing the cars, building houses, fixing houses, making the food, making all the things that people consume. It's messed up to assume that yes, they have to go to work. But
what about you, you fucking piece of shit? I'm losing my mind. First and foremost, those guys that have to be hands-on are getting paid like dog shit. By you, mind you, okay? By you. So pay them more, okay, for forcing them to come into the fucking workplace. It's ridiculous. It is fucking so ridiculous that a billionaire is saying this. I'm losing my fucking mind. Meanwhile, the dumbasses that defend this kind of sentiment and go, he's right, he's spitting, he's so right. These fucking laptop guys are so privileged. They're so fucking lazy. Meanwhile, they themselves are probably closer to a laptop guy than a fucking hands-on factory worker, right? Those guys are the same people that come and say, you're a socialist, but you're a fucking multimillionaire to me. But they don't see the billionaire saying, oh my fucking God, these laptop workers are so privileged. What the fuck? You are literally a billionaire.
You don't. How is that? That is, it's not just a productivity thing. I think it's morally wrong.
It's morally wrong.
Productivity is definitely impacted too. And the ability of people to learn.
Yeah, moralizing capitalism is fucking awesome, dude. I mean, yeah, it's morally wrong to reduce the profit margins. What the fuck is Kaya doing? Kaya! Enough. Don't do that, weirdo.
And I mean, on and on. Listen, I
mean, look, people will disagree with me about this, but it's like.
So if you want to work at Tesla, you want to work at SpaceX, you want to work at Twitter, you got to come into the office every day.
Yes, I mean, like I'm not saying. I'm saying like, look, put 40 hours in, and frankly, it doesn't even need to be like, Monday through Friday. You could work Monday through Thursday, and I'm also not saying no one should take. I mean, I think people should take vacations. Like I work 7 days a week. But I'm not expecting others to do that.
How much sleep do you get, by the way?
About 6 hours.
You do? 6 hours, typically?
Yes.
No, that's not bad. I thought it would be less.
I've tried less, but my productivity, even though I'm awake more hours, I get less done.
Okay.
And the brain pain level is bad if I get less than 6 hours.
But you work 7 days a week?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually only, in terms of actually, you say like how many days in a year do I not put in some meaningful amount of work? It's probably about 2 or 3.
Right. 2 or 3 days?
A year.
Yeah, a year. Are you concerned at all about?
All right, let's see. Elon Musk on the 2024
We're coming
election.
up on an election. I mean, it's a ways away, but it's.
I hate watching a suited up monkey like this just absolutely suck the shaft and the balls and the butthole of Elon Musk, a suited up donkey like this, okay? I hate it. It's so frustrating. Anyway, let's see what other kind of fucking stupid shit that he said about the election.
It's going to all start.
Yeah.
President Trump is allowed back on the platform. He hasn't actually come back.
Right.
But one would imagine if and when he does, or there are others who will say 2020 election was rigged. Is that something, I assume that's not something you believe?
Well, I think the answer is nuanced. Like, do I believe Biden won? Yes, I believe he won.
And you voted for him.
I did, actually.
Do you regret that?
I mean...
Come on,
Man.
say you did. Why would you? Why would you regret it? Why would you regret voting for Biden? Why would you regret voting for nothing will fundamentally change Biden? What changed in your life after you voted for Biden? What did Biden do that was different? Why? Why would you hate voting for Biden? Why? I'll tell you why. Because he wants to present the appearance. Because he destroyed the economy this year, dude? Yeah, totally. He destroyed the economy. No, he has to present the appearance that he's like right-wing and edgy, okay? That's it.
We could have just a normal human being as president. That's what I want. I think if we could, there's that old saying of like, we're better off being run by.
Biden gave Tesla tax credits after they expired on the previous EV tax credit scheme. How can he regret it? Yeah.
People picked at random from the phone book than the faculty of Harvard.
Yeah.
I don't know who said that, but it was someone very wise. And I would say if we could do that for the president, that would
You
be
think
great.
that would be beneficial? So you're not, obviously you're not happy with Biden.
Don't we all just want a normal human being to be
Whatever
the president?
that means, whatever,
You know,
I'm not even sure anymore what normal means.
No, but I mean, like, you know, just, I don't know, just sort of.
You want somebody who's competent.
Yeah,
That's helpful.
Yes, I think definitely somebody's executive ability is underrated. Since the president is effectively the chief executive officer of the country, it actually matters if they are a good executive officer.
Yeah.
It's not simply a matter of do they share your beliefs, and you know, but are they good at getting things done? There's a lot of decisions that need to be made every day. Many of them are
like EV credits.
unrelated to
like not forcing you to fucking unionize, even though you get like fat levels of subsidies on every part. Every company that every venture this motherfucker has launched, or rather bought into and then claimed ownership over, has been heavily floated by taxpayer-funded subsidies. Okay? Every single one. Every single one. And then he fucking turns around and chirps about taxation being like theft. I hate him so much for this and this alone. This alone is what frustrates me to no fucking end. You piece of shit. You fucking garbage. Like, I have said this so many fucking times, okay? Elon Musk is supposed to be my guy, okay? What do I always talk about? I believe in subsidizing and centrally planning certain parts of the otherwise privatized form of enterprise. When it comes to renewable energy, I want to focus our efforts on renewable energy. I want to take away the oil subsidies and give it to renewable energy initiatives. This is supposed to be what Elon Musk is working on. Okay? And yet, he takes all of that shit and then turns around and fucking shits on the taxing. He takes the subsidies and then talks about how taxation is theft. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing for this planet? I'm fucking your mom every night, okay? That's what I'm doing. I'm keeping her pussy occupied so she's not fucking doing carbon footprint shit, okay? Dumbass. Doesn't even fucking make sense, but it doesn't have to.
moral beliefs, you know.
Right.
And you just want a good executive. Because they're CEO of America.
They are. They
so
are.
We want a good CEO of America who's going to be an effective.
Unfortunately, we live in highly partisan times where there is.
Yeah, unlike previous times where it wasn't highly partisan. First of all, we do not live in highly partisan times. Okay? That is a lie. What is partisan, man? What the fuck are you talking about? Both fucking parties are servile to the guy you are also servicing right now. Okay? It doesn't fucking matter. To him, it doesn't matter. He's an American. He's in America. He's an American billionaire running an American company. No matter what happens, both parties are going to fucking line up to suck his cock. Just like you're doing right now. Okay? The entire institution is created for him, is designed to serve his interests. What is the partisanship here? That like one side is saying like we should fucking kill trans people and the other side is like, no, you shouldn't do that, but then doesn't even do anything behind it. Doesn't even put a lot of energy behind that initiative of like trying to protect women's autonomy or trans people. You won them over. I'm going to be honest here. I don't understand what you're talking about here, buddy. This looks like you're trying to change the subject because you don't have anything else to say. Typical conservative snowflake trying to run away when you face a superior intellect. You can't have a decent conversation with a leftist without them going nuts and trying to derail the original topic. Go back to your parents' basement and stop wasting my time. I can't understand what you're trying to say. He didn't build Tesla or SpaceX. He bought his way into both of those companies. Just another welfare queen. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried. He's an egotistical ass. Wait, what the fuck? Okay, this guy is out of control. He said, I can't understand what you're trying to say. Are you speaking troll? I'll try my best to translate. I support DSA, and I believe that DSA is the only organization in American and world politics that genuinely cares about the workings and all people. All the political organizations exist only to enrich their leaders and spread misery. Yeah, I think he's trolling. A true right-wing hero law? Okay, just fucking time him out. They're doing a bit.
War about everything,
Yeah.
including ideas, including the truth, which gets back to it's not true that the election in 2020 was rigged. It wasn't stolen. And I wonder on the platform, when you see
yes.
that, does that end
I think Schizo IA is actually Schizo AI.
up in a community node, or is that something you take?
Rich welfare queen, Lemafayao. I mean, he is. He is a welfare queen. He is the real welfare queen. Let's be real. I have no issue with fucking welfare. And I don't even have an issue with like subsidizing renewable energy initiatives, okay? But the reality is that you should fucking, be a little bit more grateful, you fucking asshole, okay? It is no different, it's even worse actually, than people who have taken advantage of like welfare initiatives and social safety nets to then turn around and only kick the ladder down. Like 90% of the fucking dumbass Republicans, like Paul Ryan, for example. You know what I mean? Don't pretend to be against the workers getting their worth when you are getting subsidies. But he's also against taxation. Like, it blows my fucking mind, dude. It's like, who's going to fund your fucking subsidies, you stupid fuck?
Take more action on, and obviously that applies to so many.
I mean, to be clear, I don't think it was a stolen election. But by the same token, if somebody's going to say that there was never any election fraud anywhere, this is obviously also false.
Yep.
If 100 million people vote, the probability that the fraud is zero is zero. There's going to be,
of course, there's always going to be some.
a
but is
little.
it going to? Right. I mean, the
The
tiniest
question is-
bit,
Okay.
perhaps. I mean, this election was.
Yeah, except for all of its faults and failures, the American election integrity or the American election security, other than all the fuckery that happens with respect to like electoral systems, undermining marginalized communities and whatnot, and making it as difficult as possible for you to actually go out and vote. Outside of that, the American election process is pretty safe and pretty secure. Okay? The amount of fraudulent activity, oftentimes conducted by the Republican Party, as a matter of fact, if we look at like the most high-profile anecdotes, is statistically insignificant. Why do you LARP as this autistic savant, and yet you can't even comprehend basic stats? I don't understand it. He's supposed to be fucking neurodivergent. It's like he hates trains, and he fucking eviscerates the railroads. He literally destroyed one aspect of funding for motherfucking high-speed rail, and claimed that he was going to do a Hyperloop, which was bullshit, and now he can't even do basic fucking stats. What good are you as a savant if you can't even figure out two of the main components of being autistic? What the fuck? Disgusting.
Audited. It was so many judges. I mean,
Sure.
it went on and on and on, and there was nothing whatsoever that. I don't want to debate this with you. My question is more about.
I think it's important to say, like, that in any given election, even if you try your hardest, if you've got 100 million votes, there's going to be some amount of fraud that is not zero. And that
There's never been proof he's autistic. He just said that because he's an ass. Okay, first of all, I mean, come on, dog. He's definitely neurodivergent. Like, dude, he's not that good of an actor, okay? Like, look at the way he fucking talks. Are you kidding me? Like, he's got something. Like, he's not that good of an actor to, like, fake communicate like that, okay? That's just a South African accent. Never mentioned any of the ghost-written autobiography or mentioned by family members. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. But there's definitely, he's got something going on. I mean, come on.
that it's important to acknowledge that without saying that the fraud was of sufficient magnitude to change the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
So my opinion would be that there was some small amount of fraud, but it was not enough to change the
Right,
outcome.
and by the way, it might have been either way. I mean,
Yeah, there's probably a little bit of each
But
way.
again, it's going to be, you're going to let people say that, though, on Twitter, and then you're going to hope that they're corrected.
They will be
community
corrected.
notes. They will be.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Look,
Okay, so this was the funniest moment.
Let's.
I don't really care about like the chat GPT shit, but this was the best moment, okay? Because he thought he fucking popped off on this shit, okay? He thought he fucking popped off. He's got that neurodivergent dog in him. Yeah, 100%. I love this one. This one is so cringe and also a little bit A-coded. Okay, this will definitely it's giving neurodivergence. It's giving neurodivergence sweaty. The way that he thought he was the good doctor when he was definitely the bad doctor. Okay, let's watch this part of the interview, which was my favorite part of the interview.
Let's talk a bit about your tweets because it comes up a lot. Even today, it came up in anticipation of this. I mean, you do some tweets that seem to be, or at least give support to some who would call others conspiracy theories.
Well, yes, but I mean, honestly,
This is the lightest way to ask a question to Elon Musk, a man you're interviewing who literally said it's a psyop that this like Hispanic Nazi went and did a fucking mass shooting in a country where Nazis come in all shapes, colors, and sizes, and in a country where everyone has a gun and is capable of doing mass shootings, and in a state where like other fucking white supremacists have done identical types of shootings. Okay? Like, the idea that this incredibly common occurrence in the United States of America this time is actually a psyop is hilarious. Holy fuck, dude. Oh, man, it's so crazy. I don't understand. It seems like it's a psyop. You can't fool me. I still like the Nazi, actually. Like, what's the psyop? What's going on? Is the government trying to be like, guys, we really need to do a psyop to get everybody to remember that Nazis are bad? Like, what's the fucking psyop? Oh, me, on the other hand, I think that the Nazis actually, I'm a centrist on it, That's why I can't fool me on that. Okay, interesting. Looking into it.
Some of these conspiracy theories...
To take the guns is such a funny, laughable fucking concept. Brother, half of this country's population could be fucking slaughtered tomorrow by AR-15 wielding gun nut ammo-sexuals, and we would not take the guns away. What the fuck are you saying? Oh, this time, this mass shooting will take the guns away. Is a fucking idiotic take, okay? How many fucking mass shootings have happened? They shot up schools over and over again. It's not happening, okay?
Have turned out to be true.
Which ones?
Well, like the Hunter Biden laptop.
Big stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that was a pretty big deal. There was Twitter and others engaged in active suppression of information that was relevant to the public. That's a terrible thing that happened. That's election interference.
But how do you make a choice? You don't see. I mean, in terms of when you're going to engage. I mean, for example, even today, Elon, you tweeted this thing about George Soros. Well, I'm looking for it because I want to make sure I quote it properly. But I mean, you know what you wrote. But you basically.
It reminds me of Magneto. This is like, calm down, people. This is not like made a federal case out of it.
You also you said he wants to erode the very fabric of civilization, and Soros hates humanity. Like when you do something like that,
like, dude, this guy. Let me tell you something. CNBC, right? This guy is like a neoliberal. Okay, probably like. Maybe a tinge of like social conservatism overall, but he's like a media guy at CNBC. He would not even spit in the face of the average working class American that says the exact same things that Elon Musk is saying. But when it's his God, when it's his fucking God, Lord, and Savior, Elon Jebediah Musk, the capitalist overlord demon, he has to sit there and just suck it the fuck up and be like, yeah, come on. I mean, it's like you're saying that George Soros is a demonoid, and it's giving a little like I don't want to say it, but like maybe it's a tinge anti-Semitic. No, like sir, yes sir, please sir, no sir. Meanwhile, if some fucking dickhead in a West Virginia trailer said that same shit, which they do all the fucking time, this guy would be like, we should ethnically cleanse the fucking working class. We should melt them in the fucking biomatter. But when it's Elon Musk saying it, you gotta suck his cock real good. You gotta dick ride him into the fucking spaceships that's gonna take you to fucking Mars. Holy shit. This dude would not look like he would literally treat the average person saying those insane things with the same level, like we would just look at them like they're a fucking barker on a soapbox at a fucking metro station, where he would like slowly walk past them and immediately call the cops to beat the shit out of that guy. But when it's Elon Musk, it's like, oh man, I got to fucking dick ride you, sir. It's so stupid.
Yeah, I think that's true. That's my opinion.
Okay, but why share it? Why share it? Especially, why share it when people who buy Teslas may not agree with you, advertisers on Twitter may not agree with you? Why not just say, hey, I think this? You can tell me.
Like, that's the consideration here. Oh man, advertisers might not agree with you. How about, like, I don't know, you are a person with a tremendous platform, okay? You are incredibly famous. People look up to you. The fact that you are repeating these like psychotic fucking right-wing conspiracy theories that are insane overall. Like, why the fuck? I mean, it's not even that insane. That's the worst part about George Soros. I hate this so much because I don't like George Soros either. George Soros is bad. But you know who's worse? Elon fucking Musk. George Soros is bad in the same way that Elon Musk is bad. Okay? Like, that's the worst part about it. Like, be a good journalist. Be like, hey, can you explain to me why you think George Soros is evil and bad? And then can you tell me how you are different than George Soros in the exact same way? That's what you got to ask him. Oh, George Soros is like spending a lot of money and a ton of money on lobbying initiatives to do like open borders foundations and NGOs overseas to manipulate foreign democracies or foreign nations that America is considered a foreign adversary, so that you can do like, I don't know, currency trading or whatever the fuck George Soros does, right? So can you explain to me what you, how you pair that up with your sentiment expressed about how you can do a coup in fucking Bolivia if you want to, because you want the wonderful, robust lithium in Chile? Like, can you explain to me how that's different than George Soros? And if he's bad, then why are you good? How does that work?
We can talk about it over there. You can tell your friends, but why share it widely?
I mean, this is freedom of speech. I'm allowed to say what I want.
You absolutely are, but I'm trying to understand why you do, because you have to.
Oh, it's a freedom of speech for me. By the way, if you're a big guy, if you're like, I don't know, Modi, and you come to me and say, I don't want this kind of information to be disseminated on the platform. I say, hey, okay, Mr. Modi, you are fascist, but I don't really care. I don't give a shit. Oh, okay, Mr. Erdogan, I love you. Please.
To know it's got it puts you in the middle of the partisan divide in the country. It makes you a lightning rod for criticism. I mean, do you like that? People today saying he's an anti-Semite. I don't think you are.
No, I'm definitely. I'm like a pro-Semite, if anything.
I believe that probably is the case.
Yes.
But why would you even introduce the idea then that would be the case?
I mean, look, we don't want to make this a George Soros interview.
No, God, no. I don't want to at all. But what I'm trying even came up though in the annual meeting. I mean, do your tweets hurt the company? Are there Tesla owners who say, I don't agree with his political position and I know it because he shares so much of it? Or are there advertisers on Twitter that Linda Yaccarino will come and say, you got to stop, man, or, I can't get these ads because of some of the things you tweet?
I'm reminded of the scene in The Princess Bride. Great movie.
Great movie.
Where
oh fuck, I missed it. I missed it. No, it wasn't paused. I was literally pissing and going, wait, fuck. I missed it. While I was peeing, I was listening to like the audio and I was like, fuck, did it actually break? Like, what happened? I thought the video error happened. Dude, he's so sexy, dude. He's so fucking nice with it. He's so sick. I mean, literally, he's like, this is what happened. Okay, are you ready for this?
That would be the case.
I mean, look, we don't want to make this a George Soros interview.
No, God, no. I don't want to at all. But what I'm trying even came up though in the annual meeting. I mean, do your tweets hurt the company? Are there Tesla owners who say, I don't agree with his political position because, and I know it because he shares so much of it? Or are there advertisers on Twitter that Linda Yaccarino will come and say, you got to stop, man, or, you know, I can't get these ads because of some of the things you tweet?
You know, I'm
Nani?
reminded of,
Wakarimashita! That in his mind, he's like, Nani? What will I do? This interviewer has asked me a question that I don't have an answer for in a cool way. I bet I should just pause here for an insane amount of time so that I can respond in the sexiest fashion possible. I know all of my dick riders are going to love this one. Get ready for this incredible reference. Get ready for this incredible reference. Good thing I asked ChatGPT what to say in this circumstance. Oh God, I can't actually remember what the ChatGPT told me to say in this situation, but it's okay. I'm gonna come out and say it.
you know, I'm reminded of there's a scene in The Princess Bride. Great movie.
Great movie.
Where he confronts the person who killed his father. And he says, offer me money.
Does he try to do an accent too? Like, what is he doing? He gets the quote wrong. Movie references are fucking so stupid anyway. Also, anyone, yeah, he's 100% neurodivergent. Lamar. Exactly. Anyone who watched that and then thought that this dude is not like A-coded, I don't know what to tell you, okay?
Give me power. I don't care.
So you just don't care. You want to share what you have to say.
I'll say what I want to say, and if the consequence of that is losing money, so be it.
Okay.
Yeah, except you're a fucking CEO of a publicly traded company, you fucking idiot. You literally cannot say that. Like, that's grounds for termination, for the record. Like, God, he's so bad. He's so bad. It doesn't even matter, though, because when you're at that level of wealth, you can literally be bad at more wealth accumulation and yet still accumulate more wealth. Musk made a huge mistake here. He says that he doesn't care about the financial consequences of his statements on Twitter. However, as the CEO of a publicly traded company, he has fiduciary duty, legal and ethical, to maximize shareholder profits. Yeah, no, literally.
But I mean, when you link to somebody who's talking about the guy who killed children in a mall in Allen, Texas, and you say something like it might be a bad psyop. I'm not quite sure what you meant, but
in that particular case, there was somehow that's not that the obviously people were killed, but it was, I think, incorrectly ascribed to be a white supremacist action.
Twitter is private, not public. Bitch, I'm not talking about Twitter. I'm talking about Tesla. He has investors. He has shareholders in Tesla. What are you talking about? I'm not talking about Twitter. Twitter is already fucking in the shits. It doesn't matter.
And the evidence for that was some obscure.
Also, hold on.
Not that the obviously people were killed, but it was, I think, incorrectly ascribed to be a white supremacist action. And the evidence for that.
Yeah, no, literally. Yeah. This guy was a white supremacist, but he wasn't doing a white supremacist action. Okay, thanks for the semantics, man. We're talking about what point of radicalization was important. You know what I mean? Like, what led him to become this, like, violent fucking behemoth? To understand the motives. Yeah, he didn't kill, like, exclusively non-white people. Okay? So I guess that means he wasn't trying to do a white supremacist action. He should have gone to a fucking black church like Dylan Roof, you know? Is that what it is? Is that the only time when someone can be a white supremacist mass murderer? It's so wild, dude. They're like, oh, it's a psyop. Meanwhile, the cops have fucking confirmed that it was a white supremacist that did it. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? What do you fucking mean? Like, and this is not recent. Like, this is fucking 7 days ago. I think he only killed one white person, a security guard who possibly posed a threat. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, his act of violence was narcissistic. His act of violence might not have been directly white supremacist, okay? But his radicalization, his point of radicalization was white supremacy. That much is clear. The moment that you get a fucking swastika tattoo, you're a white supremacist. That's it. There's no two ways around it. The fact that you would try to fucking say that it's like different than that, and his radicalization, his violent radicalization didn't come at the heels of white supremacy is fucking insane. Calling the shooting a psyop is funny because who's the psyop against? Nazis? Is that a bad thing? Yeah, I know. It's so fucking stupid.
Was some obscure Russian website that no one's ever heard of that had no followers.
First of all, it's not an obscure.
And the
website is not obscure. And it seems like he used it as a fucking diary because mass shooters, especially ones with ideological, ideological motivation, love to basically release their manifestos. And he wanted to write all this stuff ahead of time somewhere where he wouldn't get noticed, somewhere where he wouldn't get tracked. Because on Twitter, the FBI would be all over it. So they turn around and go, oh, man, he was on our radar. That was probably foolish, by the way. Foolish because the FBI loves having mass shooters on their radar and not necessarily doing anything about it. So he could have just fucking posted that shit on Facebook and it still wouldn't have mattered. He could have posted that shit on fucking Twitter and it wouldn't have fucking mattered. Okay? But again, the idea that like this is like some unknown, he didn't post it on Twitter, which I allowed all the Nazis to post on Twitter, and yet he didn't post on Twitter. I don't know what the fuck this dog is doing right now, by the way. I don't know what this dog is barking at. I have no idea. I don't know what the fuck this dog is barking at right now. Barking at ghosts. Now I know why she was barking, don't I? Fuck. On. Fuck. Okay. You need to wash that LMFAO? No, it's fine. You're an idiot? Why am I an idiot? What? It was hard to tell because she was flopping around playing while also barking? Yeah. She was barking to warn you, leave a pad in the pen for her, or did I miss something? No. I am chatters acting like they knew. Okay. I have a headache. Why are you double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon out here with all that ass? Good job, but nah, you do have to wash that shit. Well, I spray it with like odor eliminator and also two different kinds of odor eliminator, hoping that like it actually cleans up the piss scent, so she doesn't think that it's a place that she get fucking piss. You know what I mean? Can't just spray. That doesn't even clean it. Is it an enzyme cleaner? I think so. I mean, here, this is what this is a hard floor stain and odor remover that I use, okay? It for urine stains, turn nozzle to mist and close foaming door. For feces stains, turn nozzle to mist and close foaming door. For blood and vomit, it works for blood and vomit. It works for everything, right? It eliminates pet stains and odors on hard surfaces, and it helps prevent repeat marking. So the entire purpose of this is to literally like, you can't fucking smell it. You can't. This ain't hard floor. It's fine. It's not. But vinegar and baking soda in a spray bottle helps it keep it cheap. It's fine. Can you play the comb music next time you have to clean Calliope? I think it would be a lot of fun. Anyway, I use that, and then I use a second. He's on one dog before chat. He knows. That's for getting rid of smells after washing. No, this is for getting rid of smells on fucking hard floors. But, anyway. Actually smells pretty good. For a service, and she's a dog, she'd smell no. Dog trainer here. What HasanAbi's doing is perfect. The best option is obviously regular potty breaks. I have been giving regular potty breaks at the top of the hour. I take her out once an hour almost. Okay. When there's a 3-minute ad break, if you no longer want to see those ads, by the way, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free with the Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, where you get 1 free Prime subscription a month. Does it stop all smell proteins because they can soak into the top of the hour ad break? Well, guess what? If you no longer want to see the smell proteins from the top of the hour ad break, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with the Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, where you get 1 free Prime subscription a month. You can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. Just say you're going to wash it. Moronic chatters won't know either way. Yeah, I'm going to wash it, guys, for sure. Okay. Here's the 3-minute ad break now, by the way. You can get gifted a sub to avoid them as well if you're lucky. Anyway. And yes, compound fracture. I have considered puppy socialization and daycare and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm going to do that once her vaccinations are in order. But you're a socialist and you play consumerist ad breaks? What about this commodity fetishism winky face? My favorite is when like some guy comes in and like thinks that they're spreading Marxian knowledge because they've heard some words from Marxist memes. Like, and they're using shit that like doesn't even fucking work in this regard. Like, I am a commodity fetishist. That much is true. But ad breaks in this regard do not actually play into that. You're just saying buzzwords at that point. Sakura Gore, thank you for the 5 tier 1 gifted subs, allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour.
The company that found this is Bellingcat.
Right.
And do you know what Bellingcat does? PsyOps.
Right. I couldn't really even follow exactly what it was you were trying to.
Like, Bellingcat is State Department, for sure. That doesn't change the reality that, like, just like the FBI sometimes gets things right, Bellingcat gets things right too. Okay? It's just how it works. Like, when Bellingcat is doing, like, open source information hunting, and they find out that, like, the Netherlands base, nuclear submarine or nuclear base has been leaking launch codes. Like, that's real. That's true. You know what I mean? They're doing that. Just because it's fucking Bellingcat doesn't mean that it's it doesn't change that reality that is truthful. No, Bellingcat is not, and there's no evidence for it. They literally post all their sources, so you can't understand how they do it. Yes, Elint News, Bellingcat is you're right. I am not saying they do psyops, but I am saying that Bellingcat certainly does, do the bidding of the State Department. Okay, they do. Most mainstream media does, but like Bellingcat especially so.
Exactly what it was you were trying to express there, so that's in part why I was curious.
I'm saying that I thought the ascribing it to white supremacy was bullshit.
Okay.
And that the information for that came from an obscure Russian website and was somehow magically found by Bellingcat, which is a company that does psyops.
And there's no proof, by the way, that he was not.
There's no. I would say that there's no proof that he is.
That's insane, dog. The cops that fucking arrested him or looked at his lifeless fucking body saw the fucking Nazi tattoos. What the fuck are you saying?
And that's a debate you want to get into on Twitter?
Yes. Because we should not be ascribing things to white supremacy if it's false.
Dog, he literally had a swastika tattoo. What the fuck are you saying? Oh my God. Anyway, that one was so psychotic. Like, it blew my mind that he was like doubling down on that shit. But of course, we live in a broken fucking world.